No?
You have all the good ones, right?
I do have all the good ones. Welcome to the Practical...
TheRealChamp.com. What else?
Welcome to the Practical Pistol Show. My name's Ben Stoeger, here to answer your shooting questions. Joining me is producer Candace. Say hello, Miss.
Cool intro here.
You still haven't done that. Angry Matt from SuperTactical.com is also joining us to give us some GM street cred. First up today, our discussion topic. For about 15 minutes, the Doodie Project forum blew up with the Sauer Shenanigans thread. With posters saying apparently there is a top secret SIG team of people hawking the P320 and not telling anybody that they're actually on the secret team SIG, and this has made some people mad. Matt, what do you think about this? Candace, of course, will post it up in the show notes. We don't know if any of this is true or not, but apparently a bunch of people there is a team SIG that is yet to be announced, and it's made some people angry.
I think it's been at least partially announced, at least some of the people on it. I think the idea of the thread was that there seemed to be like a dozen people that just popped up shooting the P320.
I'm shooting the 320, dog! It's awesome!
But some or all or most or however many percentage of those people like got them from SIG, or I don't know if Max Michel delivered them personally or what, but I guess that's the gist of the.
Is this bad? Like, who gives a shit is my question.
I think the main idea is just that, like, for example, if Robbie Leatham comes on TV and he's wearing a Springfield Armory shirt and he says, the fucking XDM is the best production gun and you should get one.
I don't think he's said that.
Well, he probably doesn't say that. He just shoots it and he's like, I have to shoot this thing.
The implication, though, is you should buy one because Rob Leatham shoots.
He probably has never said it was a good gun, has he? I've never seen him say that.
I can't remember hearing that from him. But,
someone go back and look at all of his YouTube videos and find out if he thinks the gun is any good. So that's basically the idea. You know what you're getting from a lot of the, right? I don't know. Does it matter? Who cares?
Candice, is this a legitimate gripe? Is this a legit complaint?
Well, I think it's legit because it seems like astroturfing or something where the actors seem to be actually compensated but aren't disclosing that they're compensated, to say that, there was this huge hype, this is the best gun ever, right? And it didn't make sense on the base of it because how could it be, right?
I don't think Tim Herron came on this podcast and said it's the best gun ever. He says it's a good gun and he likes it.
Oh, yeah. He said it was the best polymer production gun, didn't he?
I think he did, but I don't remember.
Have the producer pull up the audio.
We're not going to do that. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. No. The important thing was that it was not revealed at the time that Tim Herron may have had a compensated gun. That he was given that gun in some way.
Compensating guns aren't legal in production, Candace.
Whatever. Don't be too pedantic. But...
So I guess I understand the beef, but I don't find myself giving a shit. What I think is probably going on is they just haven't formally announced the team yet, and it's kind of like the team is doing the team's thing without anybody knowing the team is a thing yet. So I find it difficult to get worked up about it. I don't really care, and I can think of plenty of times I have sent people stuff for review for free and had them review it and not disclose that I gave it to them for free. And is that above board ethical? Probably not, but whatever. I don't really care. That's just me, though. What do you think, Matt? What do you think, Angry Matt?
I think most of the stuff that you talk about on this podcast could just pretty much be summed up with yeah, that's bullshit, but who cares at the end of the day, right? Like, everybody was mad at Caleb for his stupid blog post, but...
I wasn't mad.
No,
not mad, but people had feelings, right, about what he had to say, but at the end of the day, does it affect you? Does it really bother you that much? I don't know.
Yeah, you know what?
Thing. I mean,
how about this? anybody who went out and bought a SIG 320 because of internet hype, like maybe they can feel like they got done in, but I don't think there's that many of those people, right? I don't think many competition shooter people are like, oh my god, I have been persuaded that the 320 is the shit, and I'm gonna go buy one because I saw some picture of a group that Bruce Gray shot or whatever on Facebook, and now I'm gonna go buy one. I don't think there's many of those people. So, no harm, no foul, I guess.
Wow.
What? It seems like you have something to say, Candace.
No, it's just, I don't know. It just speaks to the ethics of the whole thing to me. That's all. It's just, I don't know. I like paid spokesmen to be announced as being paid.
Well, I think the announcement's forthcoming. They just haven't.
Well,
haven't gotten there yet.
Then I mean, it's like, oh, I was gonna tell you after the shooting season, so that makes it perfectly fine, right? You know, it's so.
Do you want a refund for your 320, Candace?
What?
Do you want a refund on your 320? Is that what you want?
Yes, I want a refund on my 320.
Okay, well.
No, I never bought a 320, and I never will. So.
Shit! You are immune to internet hype. That's awesome.
What? She shoots a Tanfo.
Yeah, that was internet hype, basically. But in fairness, I did touch one and shoot one, and I was like, yeah, this is pretty cool.
So you were, but the hype was true. So then, okay,
well, that's
fine. I get it.
They didn't say, oh, I got this gun for free, or they didn't say I bought this gun and it turned out they got it for free, and therefore it's the best gun ever. That's the issue to me. Is if some
Well, let's talk about me for a second. I have an EAA jersey, and I shoot a stock too, and I tell people that I like the gun. I mean, I got guns from EAA before I was wearing the jersey, though, and told people that I liked the gun.
But you got the gun first, right, and liked it before they approached you, right?
No. Well,
Yeah?
I wanted the gun and liked the gun, and the way to get the gun was to get it from them. That was the deal. Because as you know, it's hard to find those things. And part of the deal was you're toxic, so we're not sure we want anybody to know that we gave you this.
That's different. I assume that people like some of the people on Stealth Team SIG were approached because they're not toxic.
They're non-toxic.
Stealth
It's
team.
true.
Wow.
So
Yes.
yeah, to me that's the issue. Is just it's like I told Tim. I thought it was a question of very bad timing on SIG's part.
Oh, whatever. Let's move on. Candice, we have a question for Super Matt.
Yeah, for Angry Matt, we got a question.
Oh boy,
Okay.
let's hear it.
Okay, here it is. I'm not making fun of you. I just know it's something you've been working on.
That's the best way to start a question. Is I'm not making fun of you.
But, comma.
Yes,
right?
but I know it's something you've been working on. What do you do to control your rage? Everybody struggles with that mental aspect of the game. I do too. I don't often throw shit, but it's happened. Like, how do you remind yourself to settle the fuck down and get back to your zen before the next stage?
So he's saying that I do throw shit. Okay.
Matt, I've seen a video of you at an IDPA match where I thought, like, if they DQ'd you for unsportsmanlike conduct, I'd have been okay with it. Like, you were so mad.
Oh, the angry lady one, the annoying lady one.
I'm just saying, your anger, like, for the people who don't know you, your anger is legendary.
That's okay. It's all internalized though, right? Like I'm not punching.
No,
people
it wasn't all internalized. Like, it comes out a little bit.
Okay. Well, to answer that question, I think this year, or at least the very end of last year and going into this year, I'm just trying not to take everything quite so seriously as much. And one of the things that really helped me out, I think, and I don't know how much this would apply to other people, but it definitely helped for me, is I I just try to put a little bit of my attention on other people at the match. Like I have people.
So you focus your rage on people that you don't like.
Exactly. No, no. Like I travel a lot of matches with other people, or I meet other people there. Or when we go to majors, there's a couple people that I travel with and stuff like that. And if I'm more focused on helping them get through the stage walkthrough or helping them concentrate on their match, I don't worry so much about each and every little mistake that I make. Which in reality, how many mistakes do I really make in a match? I mean, it's not that many, right? But
I guess.
that was just something for me that helped me take my mind off kind of internalizing every single stage. I mean, there's something you can pick out that you did wrong, even if it wasn't a horrible train wreck. And for me, sometimes it would just take my mind off, doing the right thing as far as planning for the next stage and things like that.
So do you find yourself then getting angry? If your mission is to guide other people, do you get mad when they fuck up?
I make sure not to surround myself with fuck-ups, right? So.
Well, everyone's a fuck-up at a major match on some level.
No, not really. I think I've hopefully matured a little bit in the last little while.
What are you, like 35?
No. I'm 32. But so it took yeah. So when I turned 31 and matured a little bit. No, I don't know. I think in your head you have a certain level that you think you want to perform at, and for me, if I wasn't reaching that level, it would just piss me off, right? So I'm trying just not to do that. I mean, that's basically it. It's not that complicated.
Yeah, I bottle my rage at matches too. So
someone told me that you just have no emotions. You switch that shit right off.
That
I think that was the quote.
That person's a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
I have emotions. I just
you switch that shit right off, right?
No, I'm a ball of fire on the inside. I just on the inside.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. I just throw things. So.
All right, that's good. Sounds healthy. All right, Candace, let's do some shooting questions for me.
Okay. Right. So, let's see. Damn it. Where are my notes? There they are. Okay. So, as a new shooter, I think it would be important to develop your stand and shoot accurately at speed skills before attempting to add the movement piece into the equation. Assuming this to be a valid approach, is there some kind of benchmark skill test? Or maybe a certain percentage on a couple of classifiers I can use to determine that my stand and shoot skills had developed to the point where I'm ready to add movement into the equation?
I don't know that I like that approach. I think you want to be training yourself for kind of what it's going to be at matches, and most of your time at matches is going to be spent running around and shooting at stuff. So I think as soon as you can hit targets, then work on hitting targets faster, and then as soon as you can shoot at something like USPSA speeds, then start running around and shooting. That makes sense to me. Putting off training for something you're going to have to learn to do until you hit some benchmark on some other thing that you're trying to work out or get really good at before you train for this other thing. I get wanting to do that. I get wanting to sort of not overwhelm yourself, but for me it's always been, if I get bored doing one thing, I can just switch and do something else. So if I'm working on drawing, I might think I want to get my draw under a second before I practice reloading. And that makes sense on some level, but the reality is if you're practicing a few minutes a day on each different skill that you can think of, that's going to have you be a lot less bored and a lot more engaged with what you're doing. And then at the same time, it gives you a lot of perspective. So if you start working on moving around, shooting at stuff as soon as you can, then you have a lot of perspective on kind of where you're going to be headed with your training, and that might help you with your stand and shoot ability too. You might be like, oh wow, now that I'm standing here shooting, I feel so much more comfortable that I'm running around and I can shoot even faster this way, or something like that. So I like to train for a broad spectrum of things as soon as possible. That's my thinking anyway. Super Matt, what do you think?
I mean, I think even the beginner type people, when they show up at a match, they're gonna shoot some of the stuff on the move, right? So if you're telling yourself, well, I'm new, I'm not gonna practice that stuff, you're probably gonna end up doing it anyway, and then now it's not anything you've practiced before, so you might as well jump right in and do it. I mean, assuming you can, you're at the point where you can at least hit the target, you want to start, jump right in and do it. Figure out, what it is in the movement that, will get you to keep a steady sight picture. How to move smoothly, how to, hit the target, hold the sights level, all that jazz.
I'm not even sure this guy's talking about shooting on the move. He's just like stand and shoot, which means maybe he means no movement at all. Or I guess I'm not really sure.
He wants to develop his stand and shoot before attempting to add movement piece into the equation, right? So,
yeah. Well,
no, don't do that, right?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. I mean, just train yourself for the broad spectrum of kind of all the stuff you're going to be doing, and even neglecting training on movement could potentially be a problem for you at a match when you're really focused on, doing this thing that you've never trained for, or like. For me, even right when I started doing matches, the first thing I did was take a 3-hour safety class, and then I was kind of living in fear of the DQ for a long time. So I practiced moving just so I wouldn't get myself DQ'd, or I could move this way or that way, or move however the stage would require without getting myself DQ'd. Like that was really important to me, even though I wasn't very good. I wanted to be better just at standing and shooting, but the necessity of the sport is that you have to be okay at moving around and shooting as well.
Well, I definitely started off like this other person with a lot of standing and shooting stuff because it was easier to set up and the benchmarks were easier to understand, and I think it hurt me. I don't think it was the right approach. I think I should have started off with a lot more shooting on the move. I think it was a lot of time wasted, and I really should have started moving as soon as possible, just to get more comfortable with that concept.
Yeah, because you've got pretty good stand and shoot ability.
Yeah, I mean the stages I personally think I do best on are the short courses where, you blast a bunch of stuff or reload and blast some other stuff.
Even watching you like last fall, when you hadn't done any, I don't think you'd practiced moving around really at all.
No.
And you looked like a fucking retard when you were moving around.
Yeah, it's all goofy.
Right, you just like awkward and goofy is the perfect way to describe it. It's
right,
like,
and that's because I didn't practice.
And you weren't able to manifest. I mean, you weren't able to really. You're still not really able to shoot to your level yet.
No,
right?
No, I'm still trying to master the, 10 yards on the move, open targets, all A's kind of deal. And if I just started off earlier, I think that shooting, if you can shoot on the move, you are working on your stand and shoot skills because it's just a little harder, and you take away movement, and things are just a little bit easier.
Yeah. All right. Good. Hey. Let's hit the next question, Candace.
So the next question
good about
is, can you show what Ben takes to the range? How is it organized? Like, does he bring an extra gun's worth of parts, targets and stands, steel, ammo carriers? I mean, you do bring your plate carrier, right?
Yeah, I bring my plate carrier for sure. My Camelback and all that shit. No, I could show you what I bring to the range, but I'm not going to because that's a lot of work for me to I'd have to walk like 50 feet. So I'm not going to do that. But I do have...
You could have done that before the show.
No, I definitely could have done it.
Okay.
I made the decision I'm not going to. Because it's pretty simple. I have a pickup truck with a bunch of target stands and sticks in the back. And then in my garage, I have targets, pasters, staple guns, timers, like all the range bullshit. It's not real. I wouldn't really say that it's organized because I'm not a terribly organized person. But I have all of that stuff just is in my truck perpetually. Then I just drive to the range and use it. I bring an extra gun's worth of parts in the form of an extra gun. So I always bring 2 guns just in case something goes sideways, which doesn't happen very often. And I bring lots of ammo because I never know how I'm going to be feeling that day, how long I'm going to want to keep the practice session going. And then I have a bucket for my brass. And when I'm done shooting, brass goes in the brass bucket, and I pick up and I leave. So it's pretty standard stuff. The thing that I have that I would say probably most people don't have is that much shit in my truck. Like, I have steel target stands. I think I have a barricade. I have all that stuff because my range has none of it. So the range I go to that stuff isn't on hand. So I just bring it with me wherever I go, and that seems to be a lot more convenient for me. What about you, Matt?
I guess my range is awesome because we have practicing. Occasionally we practice. My range has we have barrels we can use. There's a shed that has steel we can use.
Man.
They have target stands there.
Freaking baller.
Couple at least. I know, right? So we bring those. I really like the I forget what they're called exactly. They're paper targets that cover the A and C zone of a cardboard target. You can buy like 300 of them for the price of a box of 50 targets. We'll take a trash target out of the trash can and tape over it and just use those because they're cheaper. Those are awesome. I really like those. Target Barn has them. Target Barn did not pay me to say that, by the way, since go back. But
that was a funny joke. Ha ha.
Wow.
Damn. God. It's so sandy today. I don't understand.
Salty.
I don't know. You bring what you need. I mean, this is kind of obvious question, I think. Right? I mean, if you want to practice.
No, this guy's just this is just curiosity. Like, how is your shit organized? It's all thrown in the back of my truck in a very disorganized fashion. If you're asking about how my shit is organized, I can assure you would not like it.
Do you have like a pickup truck that's just for the range that always has your shooting shit in it and you never take it out?
I wouldn't say it's just for the range, but I'm balling pretty hard with my truck. It's F-150 that has 260,000 miles on it.
So it's just getting started. Okay.
It's like all rusted out and shitty, and it's not just for the range. It's kind of like just my beater, man. So I like drive that shit around, and it's kind of like at the point now where if I'm not going to the range, I'm not really driving it around a whole lot. So I wouldn't say I bought a car just for the range. Just kind of like I have a beater, and that's just kind of what it ends up doing a lot.
I think I have enough stuff in my car now. Like, I drove to a 3-gun practice at my buddy's range, and I forgot all of my ammo, and I had enough stuff that had like fallen out of ammo boxes and like rolled down where the spare tire is. I had enough stuff on me to have a full practice.
Jesus.
I will say that I load my ammo into the 50 cal military ammo boxes, so it holds a couple thousand rounds of 9, you know. So yep. I'll take one of those and I put it in the floorboard of my truck in the passenger seat, and I just use that ammo. Like, it never comes out of there. Once I put that in the truck, it's never coming out until it's empty. Then I put it in the next one.
Nice.
Wow.
I should do that. I have an ammo fairy now with a 1050 that's helping me out.
Oh, that's awesome.
But I have a box of like 4,000 rounds that's in the garage, and I grab out of that when I go to the range. I guess I should just put that in my car, right?
Candice, you look so sad right now.
I'm sorry.
She's so sad.
I'm thinking about my setup that's got to be kind of compact and portable because I've got a teeny little clown car that barely fits 2 people, and I got to put all my targets and sticks in there because I go to the ghetto, and I made stands that I had to take there and leave there because the rednecks steal all the stands or shoot them. It's just terrible.
All right. Well, get a pickup truck, leave all your shit in it all the time. That's all we can say about that.
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right,
my salary.
Do we have anything else going on that we need to talk about? I don't think we do.
Man.
All right, so thank you, Angry Matt, for joining us from supertactical.com. We certainly appreciate it. If you want to hit producer Candace up, YouTube channel, comments are great. She does read those. And if you have a question for me, head over to bensteger.com. I would love to answer your question for you.